Just a second,
Are we
okay?
already live?
Yeah, we are. We're going to let people in a moment. Hello, everyone. If you are on YouTube, you can. We're going to get started soon, so we're going to let people in.
Mm.
Hello, everyone. Can you hear me? Welcome to Nonduality.lives. We are supposed to have a back-to-back today, but it's just going to be Rosa Marine Rus. Rosa Marine has a weekend event coming up this weekend. You can go to nonduality.live if you want to join us. Last time was really epic, and she has a new book coming out on Friday, right? On Amazon. Oh, you're muted. You have to unmute.
Okay. Yeah, it will be published in Holland on Friday, and I'm not sure, but I hope it will be also on Amazon in that day, but it will be on Amazon.com. So that's more easy to order it. That would be great. Yeah.
You just froze. I think your internet is a bit slow right now, Rose.
Oh
Um,
no. All
yeah,
right.
yeah, it's red
I'm
right
very
now.
close to the
This
oh
is
my
like the last time,
God.
right?
I'm very Yeah, but I'm very close to the, and I just
It's okay now.
restarted it, so
It's all right
already.
now.
Oh
Well, everyone, welcome. This is we're
God.
going to be here for an hour of Q and A. If you have any questions, but Rose, if you would like to do introduction.
Yeah, I'm doing an introduction. Hello, everybody. Nice to see you, everybody. So this is about non-duality. Non-duality. Non-duality is a difficult word. My publisher thought to write that you want to that they thought we are going to write. She's going to write a book. It's in the that she want to publicate, and then they said, yeah, everybody is looking for freedom, and the way to get your freedom is non-duality. I was like, oh, so they didn't understand, but it doesn't matter. They give it, so they publish it, so it's all right. So non-duality is a word a lot of people don't know, and it's not really important. Non-duality, it just means not two, and that's strange because we are so used to it that everything is two. Everything is two. It's good and bad. It's me and you. It's the world and me. It's very normal that there's someone and then there's the world or there are other persons and we relate. We make our life. We think we have our life and we make our life work and there's choice and we have a free will. And then there's some people like me and others, some others, and they tell, hey, there's no one. There's no one. And then it seems there's no one. That seems something that I am no one. Something like that. I did understand that there seems to be an understanding like, oh, there is no one here inside. There is no one. The strange thing is, it's even worse. It's nothing there's even no inside. There's no inside, there's no outside. That's again the two we are used to. That we are so used to two things that there's inside, there's outside, there's time, so there's before, there's after. There's also no time. There's also no inside, no outside. That's crazy. You can't even imagine how it is like. We're so used to abstract everything, and it doesn't feel like abstracting. It's just a normal way of thinking. And then there's this message saying there's no one. It's not even there's no one. It's there's nothing. Nothing's going on. Everything is an appearance. So nothing is real. That's even, you couldn't even imagine that at all. So this even strange. There are people listening to this message because it's so strange and you can't understand. The funny thing is, even, you don't have to understand. It's only life happening. Life, you don't need to understand life. We are so busy with understanding and trying to know because that seems that gives more control, or that seems that makes choice easier. There's no one, so there's also no choice. And there's only life happening. And life is everything. Everything is aliveness, you could say. That means that it can be very subtle, like the tone of the voice or the moving of the hand. It's not a story or something special. It's so normal. It's most of the time it's overlooked. It's just when you're saying, it's life, then we are looking for what is life. But the looking is already life. Life is everything. So there's nothing to look for. It's already everything. And that's the joy. The joy is it's already there. And it doesn't mean that it's always happiness or joy or something like that. It's everything. So it's not that here's, you could say here, there's always joy. Underneath, maybe there's very subtle, there can be joy, but in the same time, there can be a feeling of like this, or just the floor, or drinking coffee. It's a very normal life. So there's nothing special about this. And we are so used that when me is not there anymore, then people hear there's no me here with Rose or so. There's not no me with Rose. There's no Rose. But that's not special. That already was like that. But we have such a dream and such a capability to abstract and to know that we are there. There's a past. There's something going on. And there's something like, oh, I did that, and how can I learn from it? That's so normal. And this is more easy. It's so easy and simple. Life is very simple. It happens without any concern about anyone. It happens. That's it. And it doesn't mean that it's nice or glorious or anything. It's always different. And it's drinking coffee, it's the table. Nothing is more important than anything else. That's also the joy. There's no comparing, and there's also no good and bad. And when there's someone, it seems like there's underneath everything, there seems a lot of things going on, like there's something wrong. There's something wrong with me, or it's not right yet, or I have to fix it, or how can I do that, or it doesn't feel all right, things like that. That's so strong can be that. The funny thing is when there's no one, that it's very obvious there's no good and bad. There is no good and bad. There's just what's happening. And that's everything. It isn't nice, it isn't good, it isn't, it's what's happening. That's the most simple saying of what's going on. And it's not, this is better than something else. It's just saying this message. It's describing what's going on. So there can be questions. Maybe there are some concepts that it's not even noticed. Some concepts are so normal, it's not noticed. And then Can be fun to talk about it and see what happens. And you can say anything. It's not about trying to have special questions or no, trying to anything. It doesn't matter how it is, how the question is. If it's about your life and you think you're there, doesn't matter. Of course, it's then when that's coming, then that's what's happening. So it's every question. So please go if you want to say something. Oh God, there are a lot of people. Huh?
Go ahead,
I
William.
don't know how.
Hi, Rose.
Hi, William. Hi.
So obviously, like, at least in my experience, separation is so painful. And the problem is,
Mm,
in the past, I always thought there's something I could do to feel better because I didn't recognize the problem was the separation. So I thought if I get more of that, have more good
mm.
experiences, do more of that, then I'll feel good. And then coming across this message, it becomes obvious the pain comes from feeling separate, and there's nothing that could be done about that.
No, but that's a misunderstanding. The pain doesn't come from that. There's pain. That's it. It's not coming from separation or something. That's a story. When there's pain or a feeling, then that's it. It's not coming from somewhere or because of something. It's pain. That's it.
I would have thought that the kind of pain I'm talking about, it seems to me like an existential kind of a pain. Like I'm always unfulfilled, no
Mm,
matter how much I get of what I want, I'm still unfulfilled. And then I get more of what I
mm,
want, and it's not, you know, and that's
yeah.
the pain I'm talking about.
But maybe it's not a pain, but it's a certain feeling of you can't even name it, or it's like or something like that. Then that's that we are so we are so used to abstract it and trying to name it and make a little story around it because we understand where it's coming from and seems like, oh, it's like that. So, and then there may be a solution, or oh no, there's no solution, or things like that. There's that feeling, or that, and maybe then, and the next, yeah, then there's something else. It changes. It's not always the same. It's always different. It's always new. Then there's the moving, and there's the feeling, and there's seeing the table. But it's so quick, you can't follow it. It's not being in the now. It's everything. It's so quick. You don't need to follow it. It's life. It's aliveness, and it's everything already for no reason.
I think the problem for me now, at least what I think is a problem, is before I found it when I felt that kind of pain or agitation of not feeling like this is enough, I was very good at distracting myself very quickly, and I had
Mm,
loads of distractions. Now it's so hard to distract
yeah,
from it, but because I still feel like there's something wrong, I've got to do something to get rid of it. I'm still trying to distract myself, but it's just impossible.
yeah. But that feeling that you want to go away from, that's it too. That's life, or feeling, or I don't know what it is. It's everything. So that's why it's for it. That's what we use to when there's something uncomfortable, you want to go away from that. That's the normal way, going away from pain or uncomfortable feelings and wanting to have joy or nice feeling or freedom or whatever. This is this is talking about everything. It's everything. There's nothing excluded. That's the freedom. That's also the joy. But joy doesn't mean like, oh, I'm going like this all day. It's the joy is underneath. It's like the aliveness. That's joy. The aliveness. It's not being joyful or something. And it's everything. And you can't name it. You can't feel it. It's not one feeling. It's everything.
Yeah, I'm waiting for what I think is liberation so I can be in one state all the time and always feel comfortable. And even this,
Mm,
because there's not a claiming that you are someone. Here, there's a claiming I am someone. And I think, well, there's a
yeah.
difference. So if I was
Mm,
no one,
yeah.
I wouldn't have all these painful experiences that I don't like. But in reality, what it sounds like you're saying to me is there's no difference there or here.
Yeah.
Even if this experience
Yeah.
itself to be someone,
Yeah.
yeah.
There's still pain and uncomfortable and days like that. Everything. It's just normal. It's not different. It's not suddenly like, oh, there's only joy or a feeling of freedom means everything. Eh? Freedom is not a feeling, a special feeling. It's everything. So nothing is excluded. That's the amazing thing. And it's so, that's also something energetic because it's so normal that there's something going on like, I don't want that, or that's that me thing, meing. I don't want, there's something, no, it's not right yet, something like that. But when that's going on, that's just a thought or maybe thoughts like that, then that's what's happening. Can't be wrong. No. It's not you doing that. It's life. There's no one doing something. Yeah. So it's already okay, or okay. It's already that.
Thank you.
Thanks.
There's a question here, Rose. Can you ask Rose to
Mm.
talk about unconditional love?
Ah, unconditional love. It's you can't feel it. That's what we're not used to. Love, there's a certain feeling of your heart burst or things like that. So we know love. And love is a lot of times, love also has something to do with need taking care. That seems to be a certain feeling when you can feel like I'm taking care and somebody is accepting it or very is liking it, and that feels also like love. So, and unconditional love is everything. There is nothing excluded. And the strange thing is, people ask me, so why you call it love? Because it doesn't ever, when you say it's everything, then everything is love. No, I don't feel everything is love. It's not a feeling. That's strange because when we're talking about love, we're talking about a feeling or a sensation somewhere. I can't say what it is. It's strange, and it's definitely, I can say definitely for me it's unconditional love. Life is unconditional love. Life is also joy, and it's life is joy. It's aliveness, and in the same time, and that's the strange part of it for us people, is that in the same time it can be a feeling of pain, or it can be the floor. It's so it's celebrating the walling. It's so difficult to say what it is. It's a celebration. It's a celebration of everything. So life is celebrating everything. And that's the unconditional love. And it's unconditional because there's nothing that needs to be there, or there are no conditions. There's no agenda. There's nothing better than something else. It's everything. So there's nothing excluded. That's the freedom. That's the joy. And it's already there. It's just like that. It's already that. That's the freedom.
Next question here from Jim. Hello, Rose. Please say something about the great mystery. Thank you.
The great mystery. Wow. What is the great mystery? Normally, when there's someone, it seems that that there's two. Then everything suddenly seems to be real and solid. And when there's someone normal, the normal way, you see everything, circumstances and the floor and the world, everything seems real and also solid, like the table or things like that. So that's the normal way of seeing everything. And then there seems to be someone here and life is happening to me and the whole dream, I could say, but okay, that's the whole dream. And we are so looking for something because there's something seems to be not right. And you see it around and maybe for yourself. Everything is about making things right or doing the right thing or trying to succeed or do the best and it's never good enough. That's the awful part of it. It seems like we're working so hard, and for some time, it's maybe some moments it's okay, and then it's hard. It's the problems again, and trying, and it's not going all right, and failing, and everything. And what's going on? That's some people are trying to figure it out because that maybe it's earning money. No, that seems not the case. Then it's like working on yourself. Maybe something seems to be something more close to find the solution about what's going on in life. And then there's this meetings from, oh, maybe here there's something going on. What is the meaning of life and how it's going on? And then you hear it's a mystery. And then you even want it more. That's the awful part of it. It seems like a mystery because everything you can't understand. And we are so willing to do everything, but we will to, with our free will, with our trying to understand, trying to hear and to do the best what we can. And then there's hearing, oh, there's nothing to do. Oh, maybe I can't, I don't need to do anything. But it's not about not doing anything. It's not about not doing. There's no one. That's even worse. So that seems a mystery because you can't do it. The only thing we can is we do it. So that's not there. You can't do it. You don't know. You can understand, and still it feels like no, that's not it. So being clear is also not it. And that's the mystery. And the strange thing is, it's a mystery when there's someone. When there's no one, it's not a mystery. It's so simple, but it's overlooked. It's overlooked. It's you could say it's a misunderstanding about what's going on. But we are so used to abstract and name it and give it a reason and things like that. So in this kind of meetings, there's maybe there's losing some concepts, can be like that. Or maybe, I don't know what's going on. But the mystery is, there seems to be a mystery when there's a looking for it. When there's no looking, there's no mystery. It's in that sense, it's an awful message because you can't do anything with it. That we are not used to. It's underneath the message, underneath the words. There's something energetic happening. There are no answers. There's no need for answers. That's the joy. There's no need for answers because it's already there. What's going on is it.
William.
Rose, when I spoke to you, when I spoke to you just now, there's such a resonance with whatever it is, the unconditional love or whatever. And as soon as I stop talking to you, it's almost like I have a mini panic attack because like I'm just breathing really intensely. And it's almost like it's a shock to kind of, the word I'll use is like openness. When you talk, or boundlessness is a good word. It's such a shock. The me, would you say it's because the me's so used to being contracted, feeling that level of boundlessness is like,
can be very in the body, can be a reaction, sure. And the strange thing is there's no how do you say, there's no cause and effect in the same time. When we talk in the story, you could say, yeah, there can be there's what I had a lot of tiredness and also panic. Also, I knew the panic. Yeah.
You mean from when you were going to meetings with Tony?
Yeah. Afterwards, or no, in the beginning, especially in the beginning, the first time I met Tony, I was completely in panic in the meeting. I was like, "What is going on here? He has to stop." Yeah. Whoa. I didn't know what he was saying, but that felt so strong. Yeah. Yeah. It's dangerous, I thought. Yeah.
It is.
It was.
I guess,
It is. Mm. Yeah.
like I said, I think it's because the me is so used to being in this contracted sort of tense state, like on guard or whatever. And
yeah.
to feel that level of boundlessness, it's like, yeah.
Mm. Yeah, so can be like, and then it's maybe not in one time, sometimes then maybe there's a heart attack. It's the body can't take it. So yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
I have a couple of questions here. This question is it clear that no one is dreaming this dream, and just like the nighttime dream, it's not happening, but there is a feeling of continuum that is seeming suffering, and I'm trying to not have that feeling of continuum. If you want to add something to that, Saeed, go ahead.
Mm. Saeed. No?
Yeah,
Oh, here, Saeed.
I don't know what to. It's like yes, it's clear that this is not happening,
Mm-hmm.
but there's a still trying. It's like saying that there's no one that's seeing that this is not happening.
Yeah.
But they're trying to not feel the sense of like being. I know there's no present moment, but the sense of not have the feeling of past and future. It's seeing that it's not, but like the nighttime dream, you like sometimes a nighttime dream, and when you get up, you can tell a story about the nighttime dream, what you dreamed about. But I know when you get up, there's no effect on you of what happened in the nighttime dream, and this what's happening now. It doesn't have any cause or effect. But there's still a feeling of being in the present, of not having the cause and effect. It seems like there's still cause and effect happening.
Yeah.
Attachment to the past and the future.
This is energetic. Then there can be an understanding or being clear about this message, and about maybe there's some things like, oh, it's very clear there's no one, and that it's obvious, and still there are some things that are not that clear, or maybe they're just go on, because that's still there. So it's energetic. So there can be, it's about loss. So sometimes there's some loss in maybe some concepts are not there anymore. They're suddenly not there anymore. You don't know when it happened or why or whatever. It's just that is lost. So this is the loss of everything. And when there's someone, can be something that can be very clear and it's lost, and there can be something that's still there and it's going on. It doesn't matter. For when there's someone, it seems like, oh, I don't want that also. I want that also to be lost, or things like that. There's still something, you could say, meing and being, like meing. Yeah. There's some meing and things like going on. That's the end of it. That's life. That's for everybody. It's different. And that's not that you're not there yet. That's what's happening. So that's also life happening. It doesn't need to be clear. When there's a feeling like, oh, there's still a past and I'm believing that, so what? Life doesn't care. It's just, then that's what's happening. So what we have in the mind, we have sometimes an image about how it should be. There's no should be. It's already that, what's going on. Already. That what's happening there, but Said, that's life Saiding. Something like that. That's it. Already. Can't be different.
Yeah, thanks.
Thanks.
Nikki, please go ahead and unmute yourself.
Hi.
Hello. Hi.
I'm new to the message. I just found it like a couple weeks ago, and I've been just binge watching these videos. Because it feels like you're kind of tuning into a different energy. And now I feel like when I'm like living life, I feel like I'm pretending to be me, kind of. And that's not really a question, but
doesn't matter.
Just in my daily life, like I feel like I'm kind of now pretending to be the character of Nikki.
Yeah. Yeah.
Which is strange.
That's what we all do. We pretend, but we think it's real. Yeah, that's it. But that's it. But when there's more clear about that, it feels like strange, like but it's what is done. But the pretending seems to be suddenly like more obvious, and then it's suddenly like, oh, what's going on here? Yeah. Yeah, it's a lot of pretending in the world. Yeah. But we think that's real and normal. Yeah. And now suddenly it's not the normal way anymore. So, hey, what's going on? Yeah.
I think that's what might be scary about it. Like how a lot of people talk about terror or like anxiety. Yeah, because you're just seems like you're pretending to be yourself.
But it can be a real feeling. It's not only in the mind or something like that, but it can be really a panic, or that can be very much in the body also. And yeah, that's can happen. You don't know what's going on. That what me is like controlling and not having to feel awful feelings or something like that in the short way to saying. And then suddenly there's something going on, like that control is not that strong anymore. And then suddenly, something can happen, and it's different for anybody. So it can happen like pain, but maybe not. It doesn't need to.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
I have a question here from YouTube. The question is, there's a lot of them. Can energy be conditioned, and that's possibly why we continue where we left off at waking in the morning? Just a thought, apparently. I'll repeat. This is from Frederick. Can energy be conditioned, and that's possibly why we continue where we left off at waking in the morning?
Yeah, it's the conditioning is what seems to happen. Yeah.
Hi, Emerson.
When that. Oh, is that the person?
No, it's not.
The question?
No, it's not.
It's somebody. Okay. Okay. There can be conditioning. There seems to be. It's still here. That's in the body. That can be a conditioning, and this can be there. It doesn't matter. Then there's conditioning and doing the dishes in the same way all the time, or something, or maybe in behavior still going on, and that's so embodied. So that can be go on. There's no need a me for conditioning. It's what's happened. I forgot what was going on there. Energy can, so energy, it's like, it's energy is conditioning. Life is energy. So, and it seems like there's a person and there's somebody, and it seems to be conditioning. Conditioning is more that people can see, because we can abstract that there is conditioning. There is only what is. So that's very simple, and there's no story, there's no conditioning, there's nothing happening, there's just what is. There's what is, and it's not. So that's, and there's, in the same time, we can talk in the story and seems like, yeah, there's conditioning, and you can see that. That's the awful part of that message. It's you talk in the story about what's going on, and talking in concepts and things like that. And at the same time, nothing is happening. So, yeah. So energy can be conditioned. Yeah.
Eric, go ahead, please.
Hi, Rose.
Hi, Eric.
I was remembering this talk that I saw online between Yuji Krishnamurti and one of his folks who hangs around him. And the person was very frustrated and yelling at Yuji, saying, "I feel all this stuff in my body." And Yuji just responded, "No, there's nothing there." And I struggle with that because I feel like I believe, or I want to believe what you're saying, but at the same time, there is all this content, and I don't want a spiritual bypass and say, "No, I don't feel any emotions."
Yeah.
So
yeah.
I don't know.
It's both. It's both. It's both. It's nothing is happening, and it's apparently there. And apparently there, that you can't say there's no feeling. That's, I don't say, it's when there can be a feeling, like pain or tears, or how do you say, sadness, or frustration is something else. That's not a feeling. That's something else. The feeling, or like, you don't know, maybe you don't know what a feeling is, but feeling, it's something in the body. And the strange thing is, we are so sure when there's a feeling in the body, or you feel it in the body, and it's real. The funny thing is, it's apparently real. So it's also not there. It's both. You can't make an image of that, because it's, some people say, no, it's real, and other people say, no, nothing is happening. And this is different, this message. It's like, yeah, there can be feelings, that's the sensations. You don't even know where it is. We assume it's in the body, but I don't know where it is. It's somewhere in space. And it's real and unreal in the same time. Oh, something like that. That can ring a bell somewhere, or not, maybe. I don't know. So,
Right. So
yeah.
the bell is either rung or it's not, and I can't take this and apply this concept. Oh, it's both real and unreal. It's only apparent. I can't.
No.
It's just something to hear.
Don't.
Can't do anything about it.
No, if you, it's not about believing this or so. No, you don't. Why should you? No, of course not. If there's ringing a bell, then that's it. And if it's not, then go on with something else. So of course.
Yeah.
That's what I have to. That's coming here. Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you, Rose.
Yeah. Thanks.
Nice to talk to you.
Thanks.
Andy.
Andy.
Hello, Rose.
Hi. Hello.
My first time, I think, talking to you. So nice to see you, and thank you for doing this.
Okay.
So I had a question after listening to John Butler. I don't know if you've come across him. He's got a slightly different perspective than this, but it raised a question. You've talked just now, in fact, about the concept of there being, in duality, there's the idea of two, but but even in what it is that you refer to as the infinite, there's the real and unreal. That's the way it is. It's just what it is, and everything. There's only nothing. Absolute absence.
And it's apparently real. It's not real and unreal. It's apparently real and unreal. Yeah.
Apparently everything, though, not just real. I mean everything. It's not. In fact, yeah. So nothing and everything, real and unreal. And what John has done in his interview with Luciana is to look at the concept of meet between me and you. And when I meet you, he was talking about the sense that where do I end and where do you begin? We sort of meet. If there's a common, perhaps, I don't know, it just happens or it doesn't, I guess, but there's this meeting and he raises his hands up like this and he says, and there's a sort of third point. And that third point forms and maintains a balance. So you don't have, well, that's what he called it. I probably misstated it. Do you think there is a sense of there being three? You're talking about one, you talk
There's
about
also
duality.
No three and also no two. There's no three, but also no two. There's one. There's no meeting. There's no meeting.
There's no one
there's
and no zero
here,
either,
but there's also no one over there. In Andy, there's no one. So where's the meeting? It's one.
Yeah.
There's no relation.
There's no relation. So there's no sense of a meeting which forms a third point, which balances. And there's no sense then any other reason that you can think of for talking about there being a trinity of some sort, or what we call what is, or what Tony calls what is, as being three.
No, what is what is. So that's
just what is, yeah.
Just, but
well, I'm asking you this question because it's I'm asking you this question because I can see how it's a story and I can see how it's just really confusing, but it's so ancient and so traditional and embedded in well, certainly embedded in Christianity, in Advaita, and in many other spiritual and religious ideas. Even in Islam, I think there may be a sort of Trinity idea, but it's maybe a bit more contentious. But anyway, that's why I'm asking.
But it's so normal. It's so normal to feel or to be convinced that there's someone here inside. That's how we are raised and how we think. It's most of the time it's not even questioned. So then there's a lot of things going on, like maybe there's not someone and that's trying to make something. And it doesn't matter. It's not. This is not the truth or the best way or something like that. This is telling how it's seen, and describing what is seen. And I don't see anyone. I don't see it. But that it's not the truth. That's just sharing what is seen. How it's seen. That's more like it. And then take it or leave it. Doesn't matter.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, I mean, all I see.
I don't see someone. I see a body. I see a face and a body. And that's it. But that's it. It's very literally this message.
Yeah. Is there any sense, and a slightly different question now, is there any is the sense when the sense of a separate self, either whatever the word is, is there a sense that then of the question is there a sense that then that there is any sort of freedom in terms of your ability to do something, a free will? Is there any sense that you could do any kind of work? I mean, for instance, coming
No,
here,
I'm not doing it.
you didn't
I'm
come
not
here. I
doing
know
it.
you would say you're not doing it. Yeah,
No.
but it's
not
it's
only,
happening.
Yeah, but it's not. I know that it's not like I'm. That I immediately have the answers like that, because that can be like a new idea, and we're talking like that. It's really the strange thing is it's happening, and then suddenly there's walking in the and then suddenly they're sitting here and talking to the screen, something like that. That's what happened. And we do it on top of it. We say, oh, I did it and I was planning that, or I was doing that. That's on top of it also. And
so
when
I
that's
walk
not there, it's the same. Yeah. Yes,
Sorry to interrupt.
walking can be walking. No, that's okay. Go on.
Yeah. So I'm walking around today and doing stuff, and most of it's meaningless, and I've forgotten why I was doing it even. And then now you're saying that you're exactly the same.
Yeah.
Or if I can use that word, but you know what I mean.
And the only
It's exactly the same thing
be,
happening there.
Maybe what is lost is that I am doing it. That's the only thing, and then that's lost. But it's not coming. It's something like that.
I don't particularly say but I don't particularly feel that I'm doing it either. It's just what's going on.
And sometimes it can be a feeling like I did it, and there can be some situations when that can be strong. That's here, that is lost. But it can be when that's there, that can be in some situations can be stronger than other situations. Things like that. Or not, maybe. Or it's completely lost. And the strange thing is when it's lost, it's not even something. It's very obvious that already it was like that, so nothing is lost. In a way, it was hilarious. So I thought, I was always so busy doing things and trying to heal myself and busy with things. And it was like, amazing how strong that is. We're so convinced. But if that's there, it's not wrong, then that's there. So what? Doesn't matter. It's not, it's just different. That's the only thing. It's only different. That's it.
Is there any sort of sense there that you are lost?
No.
That you are not home?
No, I'm not lost. No. No, there's nothing going on about that. It doesn't feel like I'm home. It's just sitting. It's very normal. And nothing going on about, is I'm home or not home. That's abstracting. The funny thing is trying to abstract in that sense, trying to look at yourself, and that's lost too. I can't do that anymore. I was so used, I did that the whole day, and I can't. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. That's lost. But it's not a feeling. It's what is. That's can be some stress or cold feet or looking at the table, walking. Nothing much going on. Can be also dark feelings or anything. It's just normal, like you. Just maybe different way, but in that sense. Yeah. The freedom is that it's everything and that there's nothing wrong. And that's amazing. There was underneath everything here, there was always some subtle and sometimes some stronger, a feeling of there's something wrong. Oh, how could I do that? He did, and always something like that. And how can I try? I was always busy with that. And then in the beginning, when that was lost, it wasn't even noticed that it was gone because it's so normal. And then after talking with other people, like how are you? And they were busy with that. And I was like, oh, that's not there. It's not there anymore. That's amazing. That's the energetic part. There's nothing wrong. I can't see that there's something wrong. But it's also normal.
It's lovely to talk to you. Nice to meet you.
Yeah, thanks. You too.
Thank you. I'll give way to the next person who's got their hand up.
Lila.
Okay.
Hi.
Hi,
I
Lila.
was just considering putting my hand down because I'm not sure my question is very clear, especially after what you were just talking about. But I guess when you brought up the feeling, like that sometimes any feeling can be here, like a feeling of, like you said, I call it like icky, or like a feeling that's just like
Yeah.
And like for me, what's been going on for like a year or so is the fear of that's being described to like a fear of death, or a fear that something bad is going to happen. Like somehow like thoughts immediately go to like, oh, this could be wrong with me, or that could be wrong with me. And assuming it's because of the thoughts that icky feeling is here. Like, you know, there are some thoughts that are coming up that either I should be tolerant of or change, you know, I don't know, something needs to happen. But then when you were just talking about the feeling that something needs to happen falling away, I guess I was thinking that maybe that feeling is just there, like that feeling is just happening, and then thoughts are putting a story to it, like, oh, I'm afraid of death, or oh, I'm afraid. But then with what you were just saying about the feeling of something always being wrong, it is like the same sort of feeling. It's like, there's something that's just not right. And that feeling goes away. So that, I mean, that feeling can kind of stop happening. So I don't know. I was just kind of thinking, oh, I guess they were trying to sort of use it in a way to feel better about the whole thing. I don't know.
Yeah,
Just a
but
jumble
this message is not about feeling better. It's not about feeling better. It's about there can be a feeling. Well, there's also looking at yourself when there's someone that's looking at yourself and commenting it, like, oh, there's something going on. What has to be? Oh, it has to be like that. And oh, what did I do? And da 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 da. That's lost, not the feelings. That just goes on, and I don't know what's going on. But there can be anything. But that commenting, that's lost. And that's the like. There's something wrong, because that's always like when there's a good feeling, a nice feeling, then it's all right, and then it's not all right. How can you say that? It's both all right. It's what's happening. And then there's the feeling, so of course, that then there's the feeling that has to go. The commenting has to go. But when there's something wrong, then there will be always, you can say anything and it doesn't matter, because then it will be heard like, oh, the comment has to go. Of course. That's it. And it's just describing that's going on, that can be lost. But that's, you can't do anything. It's not you doing the commenting. That's life. That's a lot of thoughts like, oh, and then that's that, and then thinking, oh, I want to get rid of that. That's life too. So it can't be wrong, but it feels like it's always something, oh, I want that, not, and it's a circle. It's like being trapped in that. And you can't go out. And it's not about going out, because there's nothing trapped, but it feels like, because you want to feel better. But that you can't do anything about that, because there's no one. It's already complete. But it doesn't feel like that all the time. Because we have a feeling, we have an idea about complete. Complete has to be like, oh, then I feel free or happy. But that's not what I mean with complete.
Okay. All right, thank you.
Thanks.
Joey.
Whoa!
Hey, Joey. Hey,
How are
Joey.
you? I'm sorry I haven't
Very
answered
good.
you yet. I will. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
I kept managing.
okay. Okay, you have to answer me. Thank you.
It's funny because what the previous lady had mentioned then, and what you had mentioned, that there's a sense that something is wrong. I feel like it's this bodily sense that, and it drives that I need to. A drive emerges from that I need to do something. I don't know what that is, but something needs fixing.
Yeah.
And then
It's
when
not in
there's
the
no
head, but
outlet,
it's yeah. That's so
and when there's
strong.
no
It's
outlet for it, then it turns within, and then it says, "Oh my God, something's gonna happen." Like this feeling, I call it the doom and gloom. Like something terrible is gonna go. Something terrible is gonna happen. And I feel like
everything's.
I feel like generally, exactly, with me, when there's a sense of me there, that sense is always covered up. But maybe with some of us that come to these meetings, maybe that sense, maybe we don't have the capacity to cover it up anymore. So you're sort of in between these two worlds where you feel this sense, but the covering up doesn't work anymore.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, that's it. That's
or it may work for a little bit, but it vanishes into vapor in no time.
Yeah, and it's trying to grasp and it's energetic. It's in the body. It's not even in the mind sometimes, but it can be so in the body. I know. Yeah. Wow, it can be. So
that's why Tony resonated with me from the start. And I'm sure for you too, because he always says that it doesn't have anything. It's not an idea or a belief. It's a sense. It's an embodied. It's an embodied sense.
Yeah. Sure. It can be so strong. Sure. Yeah. Yeah.
All right. Thanks.
Yeah. Thank you.
Nikki.
Okay, so about like ethics. So I understand that there's no right or wrong as far as small things like stealing Skittles. Like stealing Skittles.
Yeah.
No one cares, right? No one literally cares, and no one cares. Well, maybe some people might care, but anyways, but like bigger things, right? Like kidnapping a child. It's hard for me to like understand how there's nothing wrong with that.
But when they're saying there's nothing wrong, it's not about the whole story. When they're saying in the whole story, like, oh, somebody is raped or something like that, then that's in the whole story. I know what you mean. Or when somebody is in front of me and she said, I'm being raped, I'm not saying like, oh, that's okay. No. That there can be a reaction and then like, oh, it's awful, or things like that. We're talking in stories always, like, oh, this is kidnapping, or this is when there's no, it's just describing what's happening, and it's apparent happening, but what's happening, it's sitting, and we are so used to make a whole story of it, and then that's seeing like, oh, this is okay, and we have to do it different. There's no story. There's just this. There's only this. There's no story. There's no one that is happening to. There can be a feeling of pain or stress. There's no one that's happening to, but there's also no time. So there's no before, and we're talking in time. We assume that there's a past, and there's maybe a future even also, and then there's something happening in the past and now, and we're talking about what. There's no past. Where's the past? There's only this. It's very, very, very literally. And we are so into a lot of stories. So then when there's sitting, then that's it. This is describing what is happening. And in the describing, when there's moving the hand, then there is no story. There's nothing going on. There's no before, there's no after. So when we talk in the story and you talk about what's happening in the war or things like that, yeah, we can talk about that but that's just talking about something. It's information. That's not nothing. And when there can be feelings, sure, then that's what's happening. And it's not wrong, a feeling, but it's not because of. That's also strange because we are so into this has happened because of you did that or he did that or we're so normal. And this now here it's said like there's no because. There's only this. That's crazy. But yeah, that's how I see it. It's very, very tiny and simple. There's no one. There's no one that it's happening to. We're not so used to that. Because when somebody is saying something and you feel like bad, you feel bad. You think, oh, that's because of he said that, she said that. And I'm saying, oh, there's a feeling, that's it. Then that feeling is there for no reason. This is completely different than what we are used to. Yeah.
So there still appears to be right and wrong. We're just basically describing what is happening without like, I don't know. But would you say there still is right and wrong?
No, there is no right and wrong. In the story, there's right and wrong. There can be thinking, but we are always commenting. There's always there's someone and there's looking at what is happening to me, what is happening to her, what's happening there. It's commenting of what's going on. That's a dream. That's just a story. But it seems so real. We believing everything that's real. I can't see the realness. It's not real. It's apparently real. It seems like it's there, but it's the information, what we know.
So there's no right and wrong
very
because
tiny.
it's not actually.
What's going? There's no right and wrong. And then what you said?
No right or wrong because it's not actually happening.
No, it's no right and wrong. There's just this. It's just what's happening. And we always look at it and thinking, oh, this is right and this is wrong. Right is that it feels good, I think. And wrong is that it feels not nice. Then it's always about someone. Then that someone is like, oh, if I feel good about it, then it's good. No, when there's feeling good, then there's feeling good. That's it. Point. It's not right or wrong. It's just feeling good. Or wrong. Or
okay.
Bad.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Nikki.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. Do you have another question, Joey, or one last question?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if it's a question. I just think it's like sort of an observation, and I want to see if Rose sees it the same way. I feel like one of the best parts about this communication or the natural reality is that it is beyond right and wrong. But the other side of it is, I think a lot of what considered to be wrong things also come out of that energy of trying to gain something. Like, for example, as a nation, we go to war because we think then if we go to war and then the outcome of the war will be better for us as a nation.
in the future. So it comes from the same personal motivation, or somebody robs a bank or takes the purse of an old lady, or let's just say. It's because of a personal motivation that if I have that money, the $300 or whatever that old lady has in her purse, then my situation will be solved. Would you agree with that?
Now it's like when I feel good about it, then when I feel then it's all right, or maybe not good, but it's all right to do it. Or it's always about you, me, and good and bad. It's always about you. That's for me.
Yeah, it's from
and
a
when
personal
you're saying
gain.
there is no one, it's always about feeling good. And when it's feeling not good, when it's painful, then it's bad. No, it's not bad. It's painful. That's it. Point.
Yeah.
That's what is said. That's the only thing. Nothing less, nothing more. It's painful. Yeah. It's not good or bad. It's painful or something else. It's nice. That's it. Not good. Nice. Yeah. Can be nice feeling. Yeah. No comments. Yeah. Thank you.
Thanks.
Well, thank you so much, Rose. Thank you so much. That's it.
No.
Thank you so much. We'll see you this weekend.
Yeah.
If you guys want
come the
to
weekend.
join
We
us
do.
this weekend, you can go to nonduality.live. Rose has a 2-day event. She also has a book coming out on Friday. You can unmute yourself and say bye.
Thanks, Rose. Thanks.
Hi, Rose.
Thank you, Rose.
Very much.
Thank you.
That was wonderful.
There's a breakout room at the end if you guys want to join as well.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank
Okay.
you.
Bye.